You don't know sports. Thank you for tuning in to our return episode of You Don't Know Sports. I am your host, SlimmDa KID, the host of such other podcasts as Round 2 Wrestling, and the creator and producer of 420 Records. You Don't Know Sports are little sports collections and stories about everything sports related. It could be about the Summer Olympics. It could be about ice hockey. It could be about American football. But what I know is that you don't know sports. We are at the beginning of summer. It is June here in Michigan, and we are going to keep the summer theme going by talking about baseball, and in this case, baseball blunders. Baseball is America's oldest game, having been played in some capacity since the American Civil War, maybe even before. But it wasn't until the 20th century that baseball would take off and become the global phenomenon that it is today. With every sport comes controversy, scandal, cheating, and baseball is no exception to any of these. In its 100-plus year history, plenty of players, managers, and even owners have been banned, suspended, or expunged from baseball history for one reason or another. In some cases, these pro baseball players are forgiven in some capacity and welcome back to the game. In other instances, no amount of pleading or public outcry will get a player back into baseball's good graces. On this brand new episode of You Don't Know Sports, we will discuss some of the better-known baseball bans and suspensions, including a few funny ways players and managers have gotten in trouble playing America's pastime. A.J. Hinch and Jeff Luhnow, Astros manager and GM, involved in a World Series scandal.
That's fucking stupid.
A.J. Hinch and Luhnow were suspended without pay after an MLB investigation found that the team utilized technology to steal signs in 2017 and 2018, including during Houston's 2017 World Series championship run, after Major League Baseball had issued several warnings against that sort of behavior. The investigation found that neither Hinch nor Luhnow directly participated in the scheme, but both were held accountable for failing to prevent or stop it. Former Astros bench coach Alex Cora, who was found to be instrumental in setting up the sign-stealing scheme, was dismissed as manager of the Boston Red Sox and had a separate MLB investigation ongoing into another sign-stealing scheme allegedly utilized by Boston in 2018. The result of this investigation: A.J. Hinch was suspended 1 year from Major League Baseball and then took over as manager of the Detroit Tigers in late 2020, leading the Detroit Tigers to an improbable playoff run late last year in 2025 and starting off this 2025 season as the hottest and most successful baseball team in all of Major League Baseball. Alex Rodriguez in 2013, his 162-game suspension.
Oh my God!
Rodriguez is the most notable of the players to be suspended for violations of Major League Baseball's performance-enhancing drugs policy, or PEDs. He was suspended in August 2013 for violating that policy, but appealed the suspension and was able to continue playing in the interim. The penalty was reduced to 162 games upon appeal, at which point Rodriguez was suspended for the entire 2014 season and postseason. Rodriguez had admitted in 2009 to having used PEDs while with the Texas Rangers between the years 2001 and 2003. Rodriguez returned for the 2015 season, issuing a handwritten apology letter before the season. The result of his 162-game suspension? Upon his return, his career lasted just 216 more regular season games. George Steinbrenner, Yankees owner in 1990, permanently banned and then later reinstated.
Oh my God!
In July 1990, George Steinbrenner was permanently banned from baseball for hiring known gambler Howie Spira to get information on Yankees player Dave Winfield, with whom Steinbrenner had taken issue. Commissioner Fay Vincent ruled that Steinbrenner had acted outside the best interests of baseball. Ultimately, Steinbrenner was allowed to resume control of the Yankees in March of 1993, and the permanent ban lasted less than 3 years. This was the second ban for Steinbrenner, though the first wasn't related to baseball or baseball players. In 1974, he was suspended for making illegal campaign contributions to Richard Nixon and a subsequent felony conviction, but Steinbrenner was reinstated in 1976. The result of his 1990 ruling, his permanent ban was lifted after just 2 years. Pete Rose, Reds manager, 1989, permanently banned.
It's fucking stupid.
Rose accepted a place on the permanently ineligible list on August 24, 1989, after an investigation into accusations that he had bet on baseball while managing the Reds. Rose, who is Major League Baseball's all-time leader with 4,256 hits, cannot work in baseball due to the ban, and he is not eligible for induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Rose was eventually allowed to attend events at ballparks, including at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, where he was inducted into the Reds Hall of Fame. The result of his 1989 permanent ban, a permanent lifetime ban upheld until this year when Rose was reinstated by Major League Baseball. This decision, announced by Commissioner Rob Manfred, was made after Rose's death in September 2024. Gorman Thomas, Brewers player in 1979, suspended 5 games.
Oh my God!
This is probably the funniest reason to get suspended in Major League Baseball, in my opinion. Gorman Thomas, known for his nickname Stormin' Gorman, was involved in a bizarre incident during spring training in 1979. In a famous incident during the 79 spring training season, Gorman, after hitting a stand-up double, reportedly pulled out a lighter and ignited a fart he had released, resulting in a flame that burned catcher Alfredo Griffin. Thomas then famously stated that he set a flaming duck fart on fire. Griffin lost both his eyebrows due to the accidental burn. Odd side note, Stormin' Gorman led the American League in home runs in 1979, hitting 45. Also known, Milwaukee was a member of the AL until rescheduling and reissuing of every Major League Baseball team in 1998. The result of Stormin' Gorman and his famous fart, a 5-game suspension was implemented by Major League Baseball. That is the end of baseball blunders and some of the more odd or unknown ways to be banned or suspended from baseball. Did you know any of these stories or any of these reasons that managers and players were left behind Major League Baseball? I am your host, SlimmDa KID, and I personally want to thank you for tuning into this brand new You Don't Know Sports episode. Be sure to tune in next week as I bring you more unrealistic and unknown sports stories, because I know you don't know sports.